Today on Face the Nation, why did the CIA destroy tapes of agents interrogating terror suspects?
An alleged cover-up.
It is a startling disclosure. The United States of America has now been in the business of destroying evidence. The United States of America has now been in the business of destroying evidence.
The CIA destroys interrogation tapes of suspected terrorists. Was it a security move or a cover-up?
Our credibility internationally has been absolutely devastated. Absolutely devastated.
What this does, in a larger sense, is it harms the credibility and the moral standing of America in the world again. This destruction of tapes is now going to contribute to the cynicism and skepticism that people have all over the world, and we're in an ideological struggle. This can't help us.
We are so undermining our position in the world. The CIA and all these Blackwater type variations of militias and armies are unaccountable to what? That's not who we are as Americans, Bob. We're better than that. We don't need that. The world wants us to be better than that. We want to be better than that.
When we start destroying documents, what are we destroying them for? Are we doing it for security purposes or to cover somebody's rear end? If we're covering somebody's rear end, we need to expose their rear end and kick their rear end for doing something that's against the best interest of the United States and the responsibility and the respectability of this country.
CIA Director Hayden says the tapes were destroyed to protect the safety, the identity of the officers involved in the interrogation in case those tapes should leak out. Do you buy that, sir?
I think it should be investigated. He was advised not to do it by several people, including, I understand, high-ranking members of the administration.
Harriet Miers, who was the White House counsel, told him not to do it. So, I mean, the whole idea that somehow or another this sort of post facto justification just doesn't add up.
You know, my sense about this is that the Hayden's explanation doesn't quite get it done.
Do you accept that explanation why in 2005 they destroyed the videotapes?
We don't have enough basis to either accept or reject it. There are technical ways of blocking out faces and so on. There may be other information on those tapes, though, that we didn't want to get out. And it is a concern of the CIA that so much that would need or should be classified and kept within the agency has been leaked, and frankly to the detriment of the American policies that we're trying to pursue as a nation. The Abu Ghraib tapes, for example, that leaked out and everybody in the world saw them, that did us a lot of harm.
Obviously, people in the CIA were very concerned about leaks. There could be very sensitive information on these tapes. That could have been the real fear, that really important American intelligence assets would be revealed if these tapes or transcripts of these tapes were leaked. And I do not think it is unreasonable.
Why aren't you the spokesman for the CIA?
I do
That's
not.
The best argument.
Well, yeah,
I don't
know. Maybe Director Hayden was right to simply say we wanted to make sure there was no trouble for the people doing the interrogations. But we don't know what's on those tapes, and I think it was probably prudent to destroy them. Nothing could have been gained by keeping them around.
The problem is going to be not only whether they acted improperly, but it's going to undermine a lot of the cases that government's trying to bring against many of these people, because judges have asked for this, the 9/11 Commission asked for it, some of the trials they've asked for it. So if I'm a defense lawyer, I think I can use this to get some of the convictions thrown out.
Do you believe that the agency was trying to hide what may have been actions against the law?
I do not know, but the actions, I think, were absolutely wrong.
Burning tapes, destroying evidence. I don't know how deep this goes. Could there be obstruction of justice? Yes.
Based on the facts we know, this is a crime. Because
what crime?
The crime of obstruction of justice.
It appears as though there may be an obstruction of justice charge here and tampering with evidence.
I know of no statute or other reason why anyone would suspect that a crime was committed. The United States does not use torture. It may use some techniques that some people are queasy about, but we do not use torture. That would be a violation of Geneva.
Is waterboarding torture, Senator Kell?
Again, the United States does not use torture, so that's all I can say. We do not use torture.
Why were the tapes destroyed, Senator, in your opinion?
Very good question. I don't know why they were destroyed. And I also don't know why we didn't find out about that until 2006.
You found out about it when you read it in the newspaper?
Yeah.
should the CIA have destroyed those videotapes?
I have no idea.
I'm not a lawyer, Wolf. I have no idea.
It's hard to tell.
It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
You wonder, but I don't think we really know.
There's a lot of speculation.
I think there's a lot of questions.
There's a lot yet to learn.
There are conflicting news accounts.
We can have an interesting conversation about this, but until we know more, it's awfully hard to judge.
This is getting very convoluted, and I think the easiest, straightest thing to do is take it out of the political realm, appoint a special prosecutor, and let them decide and call it where it is. This is one case where it really does call for a special counsel.
I don't think that's necessary. We have professional investigators at the Department of Justice who can do this in an even-handed way, and I think they're well qualified to do it.
I don't think there's a need for a special counsel, and I don't think there's a need for a special commission. It is the job of the intelligence committees to do that.
You agree with that, Senator?
I agree with the chairman, absolutely.
And we'll get to the bottom of what did happen.
That probably will get to the bottom of what occurred here, because the CIA has apparently indicated its full cooperation.
You should know that I invited the CIA director, the director of national intelligence, and President Bush's national security advisor to join us today. They all declined.
I think this is going to be the first time the new Attorney General will have an opportunity to show his independence, and I think we should let that play out.
I'm glad that the Attorney General is going to investigate it.
Let me put it this way, rhetorical question. Anything this Attorney General's offices have done since this guy's become president that you're going to take on face value? Not me. Not me.